Hello, Diargos here. Welcome back to my Factorio series, the Manhattan Project. Okay, so we just got some research finished. Right now, since we don't have any plastic running, we are focusing on the red and green science. Also, I don't think I am crafting any chemical plants. I need iron for that. Okay. We'll just run down this line. I have that iron production that's not being used also that I can steal from. But that should be plenty. Okay, we'll just keep going. A lot of good stuff to research anyway. We need that stuff. I am going to fill up on my flamethrower fuel. I had about half a stack there. So, okay, we're going to let this craft, and we will finish up laying down the pipe and connecting up. Man, this needs a light. Okay. Try to keep everything lit that I can. This kind of stuff out in the boonies, the pipes, not so much. All right, where did I leave off here? Right here. Yeah, that research goes fast now. Can I move on? I'll avoid the mining upgrades for now, only because I don't need them, but I will need to build modules and whatnot, so might as well get those knocked out of the way first. Oop. Oh no, tell me. It can be really bad to mix stuff up. Fine. I had hooked up the heavy and the light together, and if they mix and then try to get, it's kind of like putting stuff on the same belts that's put in copper and iron together. It'll cause problems in the furnaces. Eventually, when they can't, the belt doesn't move anymore because it gets backed up, and the furnace can't grab any enough ore to start smelting, so it just sits there. Okie doke, almost there. Do I have lights down here? I don't know, I guess not. Well, I'll drop a couple down. Okay, what's going on here? All right. So what we've got now, it looks like everything is hooked up, I think. And once we get stuff running, I'm going to come back and do a check to make sure all the stuff is running. Okay, good. So it doesn't have enough heavy oil. Okay, so here is the petroleum gas, right? And that's really what I want to send south, along with lubricant. And I think the only other thing I really want, I mean, maybe some formulas have changed though. I could be wrong about this, but the only other thing I really want is the flamethrower ammo, which I've got so much being produced, and I can fix it over here so that it continues to produce it. So I'm not going to be worried about that. I'm going to worry about lubricant and petroleum gas. Okay, so let's run this down now to our new, oh dang, I did not want to do that. To our new base area, right? So we'll come south a ways. Start right there. Okay. All right, so oil processing facility is going to be this square here, surrounded by these oil deposits, crude oil deposits, and the base. So here's my furnaces, right, smelting, and there's my first iron line that's going to come down and probably join in 8 and then 16 plus 2 plus maybe 2 more for power. No, I guess that's the 2. That's the gap. So it's going to be 4, 2, 4. So each one's going to, iron's going to have 10 and copper's going to have 10. That'll make sense when I go over there and lay it down. So we're talking about 20 at least. Actually, before I do anything, I want to plan this out a little bit better. What I'm trying to figure out is where I want to start putting down the chemical plants. And I think I could just do that now because I'm going to have a lot of production over here anyway, but I want to just make sure I get a sense and don't miss anything. The way I can do that is just come over here and start dropping down some belts to kind of lay out how deep it's going to be. Okay, so we know that's as far south as the furnace lines are going to go. But we'll bring them down a little farther, say like right here, just to give lots of extra space if we need it. Okay. And you'll turn in or whatever, right? We'll get balancers for that. So the iron will look like this. 4 belts of iron, then 2 spaces there. Oops. And then 4 more belts of iron. And then I think we want to have more than 2 spaces. For the copper. Well, no, I don't think we actually need that. So we'll do 2 spaces there. The reason why, I'm sure most of you guys know this, but here's why you do 2 spaces, right? So like say, I wanted to cross something over, that's why. Okay, so there's copper 1, and then 1, 2, copper 2. All right. And I think 8 and 8 is probably pretty good for this base. So it's not too bad. So that'll go straight across this whole way. But I just need to keep in mind that well, what do I need to keep in mind? I forgot. Okay, I'm just doing that to get a sense. That's where my petroleum gas is now. I think this is good. I'll have some chemical plants processing stuff like batteries and plastic up here, and then they can come down to join the bus down here, and then we'll have production in that area. Okie doke. Car, the most worthless technology. Okay. I'm pleased with this. I'm pleased with the space. I'm not as pleased with the fact that I'm building over deposits, but we'll figure that out later. For now, let me start setting stuff up here. Okay, so we've got petroleum gas. And those will go down to blue circuits at some point as well. I need to keep that in mind. Okay. I think like right up here is good. we are going to build sulfur, which needs water, and then sulfuric acid from that, which needs iron and water. What else? We're going to do plastic, which needs coal, and then batteries, which needs copper and iron, and then the sulfuric acid. So we'll start with the sulfur and the sulfuric acid, and then the plastic and the batteries. Oh, here's the purple science. So for the purple science, we need, dang, that's it. That's expensive. Pump jack, electric engine unit, and an electric furnace. Okay. So it's gonna take a lot of steel and iron and lubricant and electronic circuits. And then the pump jacks and the furnaces, red circuits, that's the more expensive part, and stone bricks, more steel and iron. Okay, well, get that. I get that. I really like though that I know a lot of people are complaining that the biters are no longer, like, you don't even need them in the game, but I kind of like that. Like, not that you're not dependent on that. I think that's more correct. Okay, so first, sulfur. Right, sulfur. We need water. Let's try to make this somewhat tileable with the idea that we'll tile off to the right, So we don't want, for example, I don't want to put, like, this would be a problem, right? If I did something like that, because now I'm blocking myself that way, if that's how I decided to go, which it is. Okay, so they are going to produce sulfur, and they're going to need water and petroleum gas. Okay. Yeah, and that way I can just keep going straight across. And then for water, we'll do a similar kind of thing here. Give us some space. Okay, let's go and hook up the water. And we'll pull the water in. I'm gonna give them some space there because I might have more than one pipe of petroleum gas come down. Leave some room for that. No, I did not hit that up right, did I? That would be better. Yep, did that wrong. That's okay. Too wrong. And that'll still leave plenty of room for any additional pipes that we might want. Okay, cool. I don't know if this water is going to be enough though. We might have to have a second line. And power, yep. We'll just kind of do a little overkill like that. That way I can tile it with blueprints. Okay, so since we're going to tile that way, we should go this direction, right? So that any more that we add, they'll just keep sitting down the line. And what's next? We need sulfuric acid, right? Let's see. We're gonna need iron plate and sulfur. Sulfur we've got. It's gonna need water as well. So same thing. I'm gonna tile it out to the right. Now the issue is water. It's not a big issue. Let's go one up. Like always, to give ourselves some room. there. All right, and we're gonna also hook up the power now. And I see there's a pole right there. It's very hard to see in the dark, so I'll just start walking that direction. There we go, right there. This is why I like to put lights on my poles, and as I come walk across them, I think I didn't do that before because I was trying to go quickly. But I think it's good practice. For your big poles, you just always put down some lights so you can see them. Okay, so you've got water. And you're gonna need power. You're gonna need some inserters. You need to actually hook up the power. Lights. Okay, and we need iron up here as well. Also, what we can do is use a splitter here and go. That'll balance a little bit more. Let it fill up the whole belt. Okay, and for the iron, so this is coming out. This is liquid, right? So it's a pipe. So what we'll do. Do it like this, and then have the iron come in from the south, like that. And we'll run it that way since we're going to be piping in iron. Okay, so since we do need iron, let me just kind of get a sense here. I think we can kind of come up right here. Yeah, right about where the water, that water pipe is. That'll give us room and kind of frame correctly how I want to place things. All right. This part's a little slower. Remember when we first did, we did the first version of the base, the starter base. We're throwing things together. We're not thinking things, through as much because we knew we were going to do the second part. So it doesn't really matter, right? But now it's going slower because we're taking the time to set things up in a more permanent way. So, yeah. I'm not out of belt, am I? I am. Goodness. Alright. But the payoff will be so much greater if we just do it correctly, and things will be easier and faster later when it matters. Because the name of this game is Scale Up. That's the whole point of this series, is we want to be able to scale and then scale some more. And just see how far we can take it, right? So the third base, this is actually we're working on, we're starting now the second base, right? The third base is going to be scaled up even more, and I have some ideas for that. But this is stuff that I've done in the past, but I've never kept scaling it up like I want to this series. So I'm really eager to get to that point, but it'd be great to be supported by a second level base. Okay, what I want to do is I want to drop off all this wood. Also drop off all the stone that I've got carrying around. I'm really looking forward to bots because The auto trash system in this game is so great. It's such a fantastic idea. All right. Cool. Yeah, so I needed to grab all that belt. Oh, I don't need this. Who needs this? Who needs copper? You do. How do I even have that? Don't even know why I have sulfur either. Alright, I have that other belt. Red belt over there, because I need it. Something else I really love about this game is how you can recycle almost everything. Not everything, but you can recycle so much. So like, if I dismantle this base at some point, there's not a whole lot up there that I can't reuse or put in. So like yellow belt can go into be red belt, that can go into be blue belt, right? Alright, how are we looking on the water? But I mean, we're not even using it right now, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I mean, it's still full. Okay. First thing I do when I get bots is I'm gonna clear all these trees. Do that in between episodes or something and just run around clearing trees to my heart's content. Okay, so that's this is our baby belt. This is our not baby belt, baby bus. This is our temporary bus in a sense. I mean, it's not, we're not gonna pick it up, but we'll have balancers and splitters and stuff like that eventually. So let me just hook up this last connection to get the iron flowing, and then I'm gonna end the episode there. Okay, there we go. We've got iron, and we've got sulfuric acid in just a minute. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.